Evening, everybody, and welcome to another week. How is everyone doing? Are you guys doing great? How has your weekend been? Have you been able to spend your time with your loved ones? Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is the first time that we are meeting, I am Leila. I'm passionate about health awareness and helping home based business owners take their business to the online platform. And I hope that every time you come here, you get tons of motivation, inspiration, and tips for you to go out, grow yourself, and grow your business as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. So amazing to have you. And if it's not your first time, I'm so grateful that you've decided to spend your time with me and decided to join in. Really grateful to see you. So let me know where you're coming from. Drop me a hi in the comments below. Remember that when you have some value, remember to hashtag value and feel free to tag any of your friends that might need this information today. So, as entrepreneurs, we usually might be asking ourselves, but why do I speak with people and they always say no? And I recently had a chat with a really great entrepreneur, and she was like, "You know what? I've been doing my business for a week, for a year, and out of that year, I was only able to get one person to actually work with me." And every single person I asked for, they were like, nope, I'm not interested. And it's been really hard to get my business going. And the question is, what must I do? And there was a few questions that I actually asked her to continue this conversation. And I would also like to ask you guys, if you are going through that point where people are saying no, and how do you take it? And this is something I found later on, that all those no's were actually giving me the correct objections. You know that if you go to if you have a medication and then on the pamphlet there's always frequently asked questions or possibly complications. If you go on a website, there's also frequently asked questions. So that was the way to actually start creating my own frequently asked questions, and to also start creating content based on that. So really important for you to listen to why people are saying no. But there's three things that we want to touch on today. Actually, four things. The first thing I actually want to touch on is that how do you start your conversation? Do you start your conversation by telling them everything that your product can do for them? Or do you start from a point of asking them where are they at and if they have any struggles, and later on put your product as one of their as the solution for the problems that they've spoken about. So really here it's all about, how do you start a conversation? Are you really building relationships, or are you just telling people that your products are great? And this is nothing wrong. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur and you have a service and you have a product and you know that really helps people get to their next level, it is just right to really wanting to go out and talk about it, because it's something that is so great that you really want to help the next person see their breakthrough, and help the next person. Rather than being in a point of pain, you really want to move them forward. So it's really great that you want to do that. But the one thing you also have to remember is that people do not want to be sold. This is something that, if you have to think about, how many times have you bought a product just because the person came in and said, "Hey, buy my product"? You probably can think of zero times that someone came and said, "Buy my product." Most of the times, you are convinced that, or not convinced, but people come from a point of, you know what, I really need that because I have that problem and I see that you're actually tackling that problem. And yes, Pelo, I see the ask questions and sell solutions. Really important. We definitely want to ask questions and then sell solutions. That's exactly what we are doing. So that's number one that I really wanted to talk about. Number two is there's no urgency. So when you do ask questions, you show them the result. You don't really give them a timeline or give them, if you really need to join now, because, and I actually see this happening sometimes, that we say that, you know what, it's a breakthrough product, you need to join now because it's going to be whatever $10 billion company, and you don't want to come at the end. No. People are not interested in that. Like, people will see numbers, they'll see money, but if they see that you don't really care about them, it doesn't matter how much this company is going to be valued in the next 2 weeks or 2 days. They don't really care. And that's where we come. This is why I say there's no urgency. And the urgency sometimes doesn't really come from a timeline, but it's a way that we can use, is that we can put a timeline on things and say, you know what, this is for how long this sale is going to last. At the end of this sale, it's going to increase to, it's going to be normal price, so it's going to increase to, three times what it is. So you want people to really join in early, so that you can actually see a lot of people coming through. But then the other way to do this is to actually understand where people are coming from. And most times people want to relieve their pain quite quickly. So maybe you can come from that angle of, instead of you waiting for the next 10 years for you to go have that car or have that house or be debt free, why can't you just start now by doing steps 1 to 3? So that's what you want to do, like creating urgency, that in order for you to come out of this pain point that you are in, you really need the product that and the service that it's in front of you, because you are going to be creating a much better, you are going to be having a much better life. You are going to be having pain free, if that's it. You are going to be debt free if you start taking actions now. So really create a sense of urgency when you're talking about your products, because your products and your services, because they really do help a person come from a place of pain and actually starting to take the right steps to a place of freedom. Number 2 is that there's no congruency, and this comes from you as the person that actually has the product. And no congruency means that you actually don't believe in your product. And for myself, I do see this happening, not often, but currently I'm in a project that has been on hold, not on hold, but like I have all these great ideas, but I believe that and my coach always says that, Leila, you are feeling a little bit uncertain. So uncertainty and not really believing that you have the correct vision and that this will really help people really brings you to a place of not doing much and not getting to that yes, because people can sense, this person is coming to me, but they're not really sure what they're talking about. So really believe in the products and services that you have. And this is by you creating your vision every single day and by you knowing exactly what can your product do. So what I actually recently did is that I attached a bigger goal, a goal that is beyond me, that I know that if this project gets to the level that it can get, then that big project, which is going to be helping hundreds and hundreds of people, it's actually going to be, it's not just about me, right? And this is, as entrepreneurs, I believe that this is exactly how we have to think about it, is that it's not about you, one person. It's really about the tons and tons of lives that are going to change when you decide to actually take action and make sure that your product is going to work, and believe in your product, believe in your services, and the lives that you're going to be able to change, the lives that are going to change drastically because you've decided to take that leap of faith. So I've attached a really big goal into this, into my project, and it's really waking me up at night. And I've seen that the amount of direction and enthusiasm to really take it to the next level has been much more. So it's really taking yourself out of the situation and putting it in a bigger picture. What will happen that is going to change lives when I actually take the action? So really, really important. Attach something big so you can have your belief. And when you go out, when you speak with people, they will feel your passion and they will feel that, oh, this person really, really knows what they're talking about. Number 4 is that sometimes people are just really, really not interested in your product. And this basically means that you're talking to the wrong person. And in one of the steps to actually start an online business or start any business, step number 2 usually is that you have to know who's your target audience. And for the longest time, I was doing this incorrectly. I was doing Facebook ads. I was doing a lot of ads. And I kept asking, I kept telling myself, but I'm not getting the results. And that was actually one of the things that I found out later. So the business changed and the ideas changed. And I was like, hold up, let me really see what else can I do in order for me to get better results. And the moment I changed the target audience, so the moment I became more familiar with my avatar, meaning my perfect prospect, the person that I can talk to anytime and they will tell me what they want to listen, I really started seeing better results, really started seeing that I was connecting with the right people. I was getting more exposure in other areas, really getting great collaborations. So it's really, 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 really important to know who are you talking to. So if you're getting a lot of no's, maybe the people you're talking to, they actually don't need your product. They don't need your service. And this gives you a little bit of more time for you to reflect. And if you had a few people that have said yes, then go back and look what are the characteristics of those people. What do they have that can really help your business? And with that, you'll start like putting down certain characteristics of your target audience, and you're going to be able to talk to them even more, even like in a more direct way. And when you do that, and remember, and I know that we all tend to believe that everyone needs our products, but the reality is not everyone needs our products, and your story might not connect with everybody, but there is a group that is really waiting for you to shine your light so that they can actually be part of your movement, be part of your business, and help you get to where you want to get. But before that, you need to help them get what they actually want to get. So thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you guys a beautiful new week, and let's see each other on Tuesday. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.